观众朋友，欢迎收看本期的最佳方案。据美国的官方数据调查，在美国的非法移民呢有1100万。在以前我们经常听说非法移民被递解回国呀、被警察拘禁等等消息。但这2年美国政府在对待非法移民的立场上呢，已经发生了明显的变化。他们已经开始考虑怎样帮助这些非法移民在美国也能过上正常的生活和获得合法的身份。这是许多非法移民所不知道的。而具体执行的这个部门呢，就是移民事务局。最近，纽约市的移民事务局推出了市民卡，就是他们的系列项目之一。那么，移民事务局到底能给非法移民带来怎样的帮助？我们呢采访了移民事务局的负责人，来看看他是怎么说的。
Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs has a very simple message, which is to advance policies and programs that improve and support immigrant families across New York City. We have quite a lot of different programs and services, and I would actually encourage folks who can to go to our website. You can see all of them. It's nyc.gov/immigrants, and you can read all about our services, but I can tell you about a few now. One big one that we have recently launched is the new ID program for New York City called ID NYC, and it's a municipal government identification card that's available regardless of your immigration status. And you can sign up for an appointment online, and you can then go, and you basically have to prove you are who you say you are, and that you live in New York City, and then you can get this ID card. So we have more than around 24 enrollment sites all around the city in all 5 boroughs. When you go on the website, and I can give you that link, it's nyc.gov/IDNYC. If you go to that website, you can see the full list of all of our different sites. And in addition to those sites, we will, in the spring, be launching mobile sites that will travel to neighborhoods all around the city as well. Once the enrollment happens, it takes somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks to get the card in the mail. So the card has a lot of different benefits associated with it. Some are for people who didn't have ID before, ability to access different buildings around the city, government buildings like that. The NYPD accepts this as valid ID for interactions with them. Additional benefits include prescription drug discounts that automatically come as part of the card. The card can also double as your library card, so you don't have to carry both a library card and your ID. And then something that's been very popular is the 1-year free membership at 33 museums, gardens, zoos all around the city. It's very important to have an ID because, imagine not being able to get into a school to pick up your kid, or if you didn't have ID and you got stopped by the police for some reason, even a minor reason. If you didn't have ID, they would have to actually bring you into the police station rather than just giving you a ticket like would happen if you had an ID. So there's a few things this card does not do. One, you can't get on a plane with it because it's not it's not a federal ID, it's a city ID. You also it doesn't give you the ability to work legally in this country if you didn't already have it, and you can't drive a car with it. So 311 is a very important phone number for all New Yorkers to know because you can call 311 to get questions answered about whether street parking is suspended for a day, to make an appointment for your ID card, to complain about if heat or hot water is not being provided in your apartment, to even make complaints starting April 1st. If you don't get interpretation or translation services at an agency, 311 can take your complaint, and then we'll get that complaint and we can take action on it. So unfortunately, because everybody's immigration issues are very unique, the 311 operators won't be able to answer that, but they can make referrals to a lawyer or to other trusted sources for that kind of help.
我提醒一下市民，经过纽约移民事务局的努力呢，现在申请市民卡的周期呢已经缩短到2到3周，这真是个好消息。所以需要办理市民卡的市民呢，不要再等待了。办理的人越多，对非法移民的帮助就会越大。如果有困难呢，你还可以拨打311，确实很方便。移民事务局的另一个项目呢，就是 DACA 和 DAPA。 简单的说呢，就是帮助没有取得合法身份的父母和孩子可以正常的在美国生活，同时免遭递解出境的危险。
There are two programs really that are important to mention. One is this DACA, D-A-C-A, which is for individuals who came to the United States when they were kids. They may not be kids now, but they first came and they happen to be undocumented now. There's a second program that was announced but hasn't gone into effect yet for parents, which is for parents of U.S. citizen or green card holding kids. And with these programs, individuals, when they apply, can get work authorization. They can get a temporary protection from deportation as well. And in New York, can potentially get health insurance, can get a driver's license. There's a lot of benefits. We hear so many cases of immigrant families spending thousands of dollars on people who claim to be lawyers but aren't, or do very bad work on people's cases and really rob them of their hard-earned money. And then potentially can screw up their immigration case too. So now somebody who might have had some pathway available to them no longer does. So we really encourage community members to not go forward with those kinds of bad immigration providers, and instead they can look on our website for legal resources or come to events like this one, that number that I gave earlier. If people have been victims of fraud, they can call that number and they can get support in filing a complaint and seeking help in addressing their fraud case. But also they can go to a good provider that's actually supported by the city. So the city had a pretty comprehensive response to the unaccompanied children. One thing that we did is we placed Department of Education and Department of Health staff in the immigration court to connect the kids to school enrollment and to health benefits as they need them. The city council also funded lawyers for these children so they could actually defend their case in court. And we've also been participating in community workshops all around the city to share with families what the other resources are. And we also have a resource guide for newly arrived immigrant youth that can be downloaded from our website and can be a reference for any number of different services. I know there was a lot of hoopla about the unaccompanied children, specifically those from Central America, but the fact of the matter is we actually have been seeing young people coming from all parts of the world, including the Chinese community. It's not just from one part of the world. And so these resources are really available for everyone, even though there was a lot of media attention around one particular group. The more people who sign up for a program like this, the much harder it becomes to roll back the program. You know, nobody can make any promises about what the federal government will do. But in the same way that it's very difficult to deport 11 million people, it's very difficult to take a program like this away from hundreds of thousands of people who've already signed up. You know, there's a lot of discussion about how programs like DACA and DAPA are the stepping stone to then longer-term immigration reform. And I truly believe that we are moving down a pathway to eventually having a path to citizenship for the 11 million who are here and who are undocumented. And this is the first step on that path. The mayor, along with other mayors from around the country, actually filed a brief in this case to talk about why programs like DACA are so important to New York City and to New Yorkers. A lot of research, and we continue to do research, that shows that immigrants not only contribute much more to the economy than they get back from it, but that programs like this improve people's economic outcomes even more. So the contributions far outweigh any negatives. DACA enrollment rates have actually been very, very low for Asian communities. And so it's particularly important to get the message out for Asian American communities and particularly Chinese communities, because they haven't been stepping forward as much. And I really would like to encourage viewers to, again, come to our screening event, but in general, get more information. I would say this, that if you're interested in citizenship, if you're interested in the ID card, you're interested in just learning more about how to navigate the city, please call us. We are a resource for you. Our phone number, I can give it to you right now, is 212-788-7654, and you should reach out to us. We are very willing to help. We run with CUNY, with the city university system, monthly workshops in public schools for people exactly like that, who are just one step away from citizenship, where they can meet with a free lawyer, fill out their forms, see if they're eligible for a fee waiver. Many people may not need to even pay the fee. And we can help people go through that process in a very supportive and affordable way. It's a totally free service. So that's something else that if individuals are interested, they should just call our office and we can tell you about the next round of workshops.
因为非法移民在美国创造的价值远远大于所得，所以从政府而言，让美国的1100万非法移民逐步走向合法化是一个方向。这些内容啊，对于那些还没有合法身份的移民来说，都是很重要的信息。而纽约市政府呢，更希望更多的市民能参与到他们的活动和项目中来，只有这样才能更好地推动这个方向变为一个现实。我们非常感谢纽约的移民事务局的负责人给我们带来的这些资讯，相信在纽约没有身份的华人看了这个采访后都会有所收获。好，感谢收看本期的节目，我们下期节目再见。